Welcome, I'm Hugh Massey, the CEO and founder of DNA Behaviour International. In today's webinar, I'm going to talk to you about performance coaching using Business DNA. The focus is going to be on how you can help unlock human potential through performance coaching. So what are you doing to transform your performance? And my message here is, most people sleepwalk through life. They are not behaviorally aware of themselves, and they don't have a life purpose. So therefore, they have no framework to live intentionally. The people who succeed in life have goals, they write them down, and they manifest success. In developing performance, key aspect of what we help people with is behavioral change. You've got to change what you're doing, work with a new formula. What's very hard to change is your hardwiring. And quite a number of the elements here are measured by our Business DNA natural behavior discovery process. Not all of them. Intelligence is not. But in essence, all the other ones are through the various factors. These ones are hard to modify, but it is possible to do it. It just needs work and practice, focus, and a lot of behavioral awareness and the courage to adapt. And then with some training, these areas can be changed. They are almost skills, a number of those. So what's our process for performance coaching? It's a two-part process. Firstly, everyone must complete the Business DNA natural behavior discovery process to uncover what their hardwired talents are for the workplace. The second step is a DNA Performance 360 process. We have a number of these in our system, depending on the setting, whether it's for the employee or the leader, or specific settings like career or quality life. The DNA Performance 360 builds on the natural behavior and provides insights as to how the person is actually performing. And then we encourage on an annual basis for the 360 performance discovery to be completed each year. So in conducting a coaching session, what do you do? So here are the steps. Of course, it's good to be warm and friendly up front. Then make it clear to the participant how the process is going to work. Get their permission to take notes. And then it becomes about asking the right questions. So this is where you as the facilitator or the coach need to prepare the questions. And in the following slides, I'll talk to you about those questions. We also have worksheets and tools that can be used to help you structure the meeting. One for yourself to keep it on track, but also for the candidate to know where they're at. The facilitation will start with a discussion of the natural behavior discovery process. In debriefing the Business DNA natural behavior discovery, it's important, as we've always said, to ask the right questions up front. So start off with, what did you like about the profile? How did you feel about the profile? Ask some other open-ended questions, and then you can, once the participant's ready to understand more, then start to debrief them more structurally on how the profile works, and particularly get them to understand the intensity of the scores. so that scores over 55 and under 45 get stronger and more intense in terms of the behavior, the higher or the stronger that score becomes. Emphasize that the reports measure natural behaviors only, ask questions that come from the strengths. The struggles will usually get exposed at that time. What's important in asking questions is that the candidate doesn't feel that they're diagnosed. Don't tell them about themselves, let them talk. Of course, there will be issues that you see between what they've already said to you and their profile report that will trigger you to ask specific questions. I always believe in contextualizing the coaching session so that you know up front what the issues to be addressed are, and then the report can be interpreted and the questions asked driven towards that goal. Always ensure when the questions are asked, they're not to strip people down. Make sure that they're positive, they're not didactic, they're not imposing moral intent on people. Don't put words into their mouth. Let people talk, give them space, bring some humor into it. And at the end of the day, discuss, document the discussions. So here are some discovery connection questions, which is really the starting point, and I was alluding to this before. How do you feel about your natural behavior discovery report, or what did you think about your natural behavior discovery report? So the feeling question is more for those that are relationship orientated, and the what did you think is more for those who are results orientated. And then walk them through, what did they find as accurate about the report, what did they agree or disagree with. This is where you're going to start to hear the stories and the real nuggets are going to come out. Was there any lack of understanding in the report? Look for the areas of pushback and take that as being an opportunity. Then you want to specifically design some questions around the context and address the issues that the person has. And we have a number of booklets that provide plenty of questions to ask, along the business, career, family, and life areas that are all customized to the behavioral traits. I always believe that you should start the questions on the strongest traits, so those scores that are over 60 or under 40, because this is where the behavior will be the strongest for the person. And therefore the question is more likely to create an aha moment. And it's at the end of the day, as a coach, to build that sustainable relationship, but also trigger change. It's great if you can ask questions that really lift the lid on the client or the candidate, that cause them to have an aha moment, to really go into self-reflection and get them sort of more emotionally bought into how they're going to change. Here's some wrap-up questions that can be asked by the coach. How will you measure the relationship? How do you wish to be communicated with? Where do you want to be versus where you are? What's the ideal pattern of your decision making? And what will the accountability process be? In the next webinar, we're going to talk about the coaching report and how you can leverage that in performance coaching.